Hello, I'm DST Zach. I'm here with Eamon O'Donoghue, one of our designers, and we're going to talk a little bit about his process and about his work, and we're going to show some stuff off that he's worked on in the past, and talk a little bit about his future. So, Eamon, thank you for doing this with us.
Oh, thanks for asking me on, Zach. It's great to be here. It's great to be here. Great to be here. I've never done an interview guys with you guys before. I've done text interviews, but not like a one-on-one thing. And I believe this is my first time actually talking face to face with you as well, Zach.
Yes, yes, it is. We've
Yeah.
never met because you are in Ireland, correct?
I'm Ireland. I am Irish, but I live in England.
England,
My
all right.
my partner is English, so she won't let me go back home. She's keeping me here, like isn't that right?
Well, hopefully we can get you over to the U.S. soon, or I'll make it over there.
Excellent.
Um,
Yes.
so we'll start off with the basics. What got you interested in art?
The first really exposure to art was probably the He-Man toy boxes, but also like Meatloaf album sleeves. You know, the Bad Out of Hell album sleeve. I saw the Bad Out of Hell album sleeve when that year it came out, whatever it was, 1981. I was like six or seven. Yeah, six. And that just blew my mind. I saw this Meatloaf battle, and then I saw the Dead Ringer for Love. And it was like just beautiful girls and this big dude. And he's, I just love that. And then along came He-Man, and lots of the boxes of those had beautiful paintings and beautiful full-on illustrations and full-on paintings, as well as the mini comics. And that then kind of led to a kind of a love of all things Conan. And you end up going to the bookstore and just staring at the book covers, these Conan book covers. And I just started drawing an awful lot more. And the real clinch came when a local bookstore started getting art books from Paper Tiger in stock. These published Paper Tigers published these amazing art books of Boris Vallejo, Chris Achilleos, Roger Whelan, all those guys, Rodney Matthews, all those great, heavy metal 70s, 80s rock cover album artists and all those kinds of guys. And posters as well. Do you remember when posters were like the biggest deal?
Yes.
You could walk into any store, any kind of card store, any generic store, and there'd be like wall to wall racks of posters, and you get big, long, tall posters. It was Boris Vallejo and Louis Royu and all that stuff. So I just kind of just soaked myself into this kind of art world, and it just kind of started from there. Really, I just started drawing. Way I went.
Did you receive any formal training in art?
Not really. I went to graphic design. It was kind of a mix up. I actually was supposed to do fine art and ended up doing graphic design in art college. And that didn't it taught me a lot about graphic design and designing and being clean and precise and all this stuff, but actual formal art training and someone sitting me down, here's anatomy, here's how you measure stuff, all that crack, never had any of that. Never had any of that stuff. It's all self-thought. And you can tell sometimes.
No,
So but
I couldn't tell at all. I
I
couldn't
wish
tell
I
at all.
had. I wish I had more classical training.
So, how did you get into the industry of commercial toy design and illustration?
It was kind of like a slow process, really. It was kind of like I started doing a lot of DVD covers, and it was a lot of these DVD covers were based on toy brands. So we're talking, the Dino Riders, Iron Man, Masters of the Universe, Ulysses, and any 80s toy line that had a cartoon to advertise that toy line, I pretty much did all the covers for. And that kind of slightly led me in a back door. I started doing a little bit of design work for Hasbro and stuff like that. But the big kind of crunch came when I started doing my own podcast, the Hot Toy Cast. I'd been doing this podcast with Michael Crawford and Jeff Parker for like the last 10 years. And we just celebrated our anniversary this month. And I did this podcast like 10 years ago. And I started getting guests on from the industry. And it just kind of like, Mez from Mezco came on and he asked me to do some design work and I did it. And it just kind of really just snowballed from there. I sent out my work to you guys. You guys liked it, thankfully. And it was just, it just snowballed. Remember I came to you guys and literally straight away you dropped Avengers on me. And I was like, holy smokes. And I was getting 3 Avengers from the end game too, from the Infinity War as well. So whatever year Infinity War was out, that was the year I really kind of got into swing with you guys. And you dropped like 3 Infinity War figures on me. One of which included the scene where Spidey was being dusted. I didn't even know he was being dusted until later I saw the movie. I was like, "What? That picture that I got was a source of him being dusted." So there you go.
So when you do your illustration and your design, do you use traditional media or digital media or a mix? And what sort of media do you use?
I used to do pen and paper, it was always pen and ink before, but lately I draw on a Cintiq drawing tablet now. So I pretty much draw everything digitally now. It's just all drawn digitally. But I tend to use Clip Studio Paint, or it used to be called Manga Studio. I do a lot of that for the line work because it's really good because it's got like a nice stabilization feature on there and stuff like that. And I tend to do that, and then I'll color it then sometimes in Photoshop and things. But yeah, it's mostly all digital. I mean, I still have my paper. My paper is still down here just in case, but everything's digital now and everything. It's you're just better off. And paper's so messy now, and you're just better off just drawing everything digitally and just getting it all nice and crisp over to your client and presented nicely and things. No scanning. I haven't used my scanner now in about 10 years.
Um, your design work has been used on a variety of DST action figure lines, including Marvel Select, Lord of the Rings, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Which is your favorite line to work on if you have one?
Oh, um, well, there's pluses and minuses for all of them. I really genuinely love the Marvel stuff because the Marvel stuff is something you actually have a little bit of input in, and it's not so you don't have input in everything else, but like if you're getting a Lord of the Rings figure, it's mostly about you being able to read the details and it's all reference based. I can't really make anything up on a Lord of the Rings figure. Gimli has to wear Gimli stuff and he's got to look like Gimli, and you have to really dig and find every screen and every green grab you can get because the crisper the image of a Lord of the Rings character, because it was done quite a time before the internet was really doing using high res imagery. So any kind of reference, and if you find any crisp image at all, it's like, oh my god, there's a load of stuff in there. That's they're difficult, but they're fun. The one I really enjoyed doing, which sadly didn't do that well for us, unfortunately, was the Westworld figures. And the reason why I liked doing the Westworld was because I really like the TV. Basically every job that I get from Diamond Select is based on a property I absolutely love. I literally have not been given anything that's a property that I don't like. I like everything that I've been given, which is brilliant. But I think for Westworld, it was I really liked the TV show. And well, at least the first few seasons where it was actually really interesting. So I think they kind of slightly dropped the ball in later seasons. But the first few seasons were amazing to me. And I just loved looking at the characters because you'd start seeing things that, because they're not just cowboy characters, are they? Whoever designs the character, whoever designs it with the actor, they're going to go in and have key things that are to do with what that character is meant to be. So Clementine, her dress was, you think it's this way, but it's like there's inversions and there's things, and you can't help but think that's purposely done for the costume designer. So I try to honor that as well. But the most fun is definitely without a doubt doing the Marvel stuff because like you get like most recently now we revealed Sue Storm, the Fantastic Four Sue Storm, sculpted by the amazing May Tamatarana. I think I hopefully got his last name right there for once. And that's a really good example of a sculptor kind of really looking at the art and saying, okay, I really want to represent that art, because that doesn't happen all the time. It happens, thankfully, quite a bit. And I'm always really flattered when I do. But when I see a sculptor really making that extra effort to really get the 2D design art into 3D, yes, that's what I want. And that made like Sue Storm now, she was amazing. And like, I know she's just a girl in a blue outfit. There's not much design in Sue Storm, but that's how I read Sue Storm. That's what I feel she should look like. I think she should be this beautiful looking mom, and that's how I drew her, kind of thing. And just all those Marvel cards, we did a Loki and things like that. And it's all about reading, because the comic books, the artist changes the styling. So, and it's all about finding your favorite version of them. And thankfully, I read the Thor comics, so I know what Loki should feel like. I know he should have the Thor in sleeves because that's significant to that version of his character, and just things like that. I love the Marvel Legend stuff. I love doing the Avatar figure sketches because that's just such a wonderful, probably the most well-written TV show of all time, arguably, is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I just think it's a fantastic thing, and doing all those characters and trying to bring those characters to real full on fruition in 3D life and stuff like that was a lot of fun. And Richard Richard Force did a really nice job kind of banging those out. And you know, they're such lovely figures as well. You know, I've got them over. I've got all my shelf here now is I've got two shelves of all my figures, You know, and all the Westworld and all the avatars and all the Lord of the Rings are over there as well. Oh, and the very first figure I ever did actually for Diamond was Sandman, sculpted by Jean Saint Jean.
Yes.
And I actually like the idea that my very first figure was sculpted by someone called Jean Saint Jean. And Jean Saint Jean's a lovely lad, but it's just nice because it sounds very, you know, Jean Saint Jean. And I think, you know, but yeah, I love my Sandman over there. So he's actually the very first one I did. It was Avengers came after that. Sorry.
Your designs usually include a wide range of accessories, not all of which make it to the final product. What is your favorite accessory we've produced?
Yeah. There's lots of lot. I drop in a lot of accessories more often than not. We drop in a lot of accessories, and I think the accessories we did for Apocalypse recently were quite fun. You know, I can't actually see in the box because any pack shot I've seen was the drill in there? I don't even know if the drill was in there.
Yes, it is.
The drill bit is in there. Okay, so he's got his pinchers, he's got his mace spike, he's got the drill bit. That's cool. Because those are a bit mental to draw. I actually went and researched actual like mechanical drills and stuff like that to try and get a certain look. Because you want to look at least some way plausible, kind of a thing. And I think that I think my favorite accessory definitely was the some of the stuff we gave Apocalypse. And I think the stuff that Sue Storm is coming with is particularly nice as well, actually, as well. And Vision. Vision comes with some stuff as well.
Yeah, Vision has great accessories. Yeah. What is do you have a favorite piece you've designed for DST? Or is it hard to pick?
It's really hard to make. I mean, I love Lord of the Rings, and I'm very proud to be working on Lord of the Rings figures. It's because this is a really good line, and I hope we go in well deep. And I'm trying to get some ogres in there and see if we can get some big, rotocast or trolls or something like that in there so we can see try and get bigger figures in there. Because I know I love the Sauron is amazing. The Diamond Select Sauron. I mean, that's gotta be the best Sauron out there. And that's not me, it's down to the sculpt, it's down to the boys over Gentle Giant and all that. And I love that. I guess my favorite figure on my shelf is Loki. He's the favorite figure on my shelf because again, that's just something that was a bit more involved. But I think some of the ones I'm really excited for are actually coming, and I think Sue Storm is one. There's a couple of others. There's the ones I just finished off recently that I'm quite excited for because again, they're my interpretations of the characters, and you just cross your fingers that the sculptor feels the same and he sculpts what you draw. That's just always the thing. I love it when sculptors sculpt what you draw, man. It's flattering. Sometimes they don't. And the Spider-Man PS4 figure, I thought he came out quite well. That was a nice figure as well. I was very happy with his colors on there in particular as well, because I thought a lot of our companies got the colors wrong. I believe we got the colors right because it was a lighter blue on his suit. Let's see what else we got. Gollum on his rock. Ozai,
Oh, yeah.
Lord Ozai from the Avatar. That's
Okay.
a good picture because he those lovely fireballs and the fireballs that comes from his feet and things like that. But yeah, I think something like Apocalypse or probably maybe I think Sue Storm might be the nicest one I've done for Diamond, just because I think she's really just a bit special. I know for such a basic character, I think we made something very special. And I think if you look at a lot of the commentary out there, people love it. They're very, very happy. So I think, the Diamond Select Fantastic Four is where it's going to be at for a lot of folks, I think.
Yeah. No, we got some really great responses to Sue Storm. Yes.
So really happy with that one.
Besides figure design, we talked a little bit about your illustration, packaging illustration. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the design side or do you prefer the illustration side?
Honestly, I love them both. I love the fact that last week I designed two really nice figures for Diamond, and I like the fact that this week now I'm back painting He-Man. I genuinely it's so sad. It's job satisfaction of the highest order. Very few of us get up in the morning looking forward to what we're doing in the day. I do. I'm like I can't wait to get stuck into this figure. I like the design aspect because I said I actually graduated as a graphic designer. And that went into illustration. There was some illustration in my course, but as I said, no one ever taught me anatomy. And you can tell sometimes. And I love the design aspect of a figure. Again, especially when it's a figure that it's about you, interpreting and giving your own interpretation and vision of. Again, like a Lord of the Rings figures, I try to make them as realistic and as accurate as possible. But you're kind of getting into almost job territory there, where it's like there's not necessarily creativity, there's just precision. And I like exercising my precision. I like that. I was one of those. Did like my stippling. I did like keeping my stuff in the lines and things like that. But I love painting as well. There's nothing more satisfying than building forms, paint, and things like that. I genuinely love it both, and the fact that I'm doing both illustration design in the toy industry, it's dope. It's sweet. I'm painting my favorite characters and designing my favorite characters. I mean, I'm not messing about. Every single job that Diamond has come to me. Are you a big fan of JCVD? Yeah, love JCVD. You a big fan of like Night Before Christmas? Yes, love Night Before Christmas. You a big fan of this? Everything. Westworld, what else we got over there? Avatar, everything, it's just so fortunate. All those Saturday mornings spent, watching television when my old man get up me to cut the lawn. Well spent. Well spent, I'll tell you. I'm telling you, this never had a nerd paid off so much. It's like, you a fan of this, or you aware of this? And it's like with all my geekiness, I was like, yes, I know a lot about this character. Yes. So it's geek heaven for someone like me. If you're a creative and you're a geek, this will get better than this, really.
That's great. Thank you. Do you have any works in progress that you can tease us about? You mentioned a couple things that you were working on that were what line were those for?
I can't say what the line was, but it's something that's quite undead, and I'm really, really, really excited to kind of get those moving around. And because they're my own interpretation of the characters, and I hope, fingers crossed, the sculptor looks at the designs and feels that yeah, I'm going to sculpt that, because I think they're going to be very nice figures, and I think hopefully people will like them, and hopefully they'll be, they're going to sell well, because I think we nailed them. I think we nailed these two particular characters. I think they're not based on any one particular thing. They're just like, hey, these are these two characters, and it's how I saw them. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to those revealed. And there's also another fantasy based. Like, yeah, if I say anything more, it gives it exactly away. But there's another big fantasy thing coming, and Diamond are doing them, and I had the chance, the opportunity to do those, and yeah, I better not say any more. Just my name is Eamon.
Well, we are going to show off, I believe, Series 6 of Lord of the Rings here at the Fan Fest. So you'll be able to
Yay!
see the next two, which are Sam and Saruman. Um,
Yes.
and
Sam,
uh,
got loads of frying pans and all of his gear and everything. Well, let's again, that's another figure I gave way too many accessories to. So let's see what actually makes the cut. But
all
I
right.
think what Lord of the Rings you guys are doing though, I think if what's great about Lord of the Rings is because it's all one line. It's a really just nice if a figure doesn't get all the accessories, then you can drop the accessories with a figure that does come with light accessories. So like you guys did with Gollum, for instance.
Yeah.
So the deluxe Gollum, you gave him Legolas's much desired knives and swords and stuff. So I think if it's one line, I think that's a great way to do it. Just dropping the accessories into another figure. Doesn't matter. Everyone's taking out the box and putting them on their shelves anyway. So yeah, I'm really excited for the more rings. So we got Sam and Saruman coming. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we solve some of the problems on that one because of his long robes and things like that. Because we had, because of the ring wraith.
Yeah.
I think the color. So hopefully we maybe figured out. We tried figuring out a good solution for that, but let's see how it gets executed. Though we
Yeah.
did actually mess about with trying the sleeves, a sleeve option on that to see how it works. So, I mean, I don't know. Have you seen him yet?
I've only seen laying down prototype pictures, but I'm looking forward to seeing him stand up and seeing what he can do.
Cool. Yeah, and he was fun to draw. He was really tall, so he's going to be one of the taller figures in there
Okay.
in your collection, I dare say. So it's going to be fun. But yeah, really looking forward to those. And we need some trolls in there, yo. That's what we need.
We're
I don't
working
think we
on
can ever do a Balrog, but a troll. I think we could do a rotocast troll, Zach. That's what we want. A
it.
rotocast troll.
I think we are looking into some bigger characters, but we'll see how that shakes out.
Excellent,
Um,
excellent, excellent.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us, Eamon. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll get to talk again soon.
Excellent. Well, it's been lovely talking to you, Zach. And again, I'm so proud to be like working with you guys. And as I said, the work that I'm getting is absolutely it's brilliant. It's all the things that I love. You literally there's nothing that you've ever given me. It's like I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of this. I love it all. I literally am a fan of all this. I'm not, and there are some like if you gave me Dragon Ball Z, you'd be like, yeah, I have no idea about Dragon Ball Z. So it's everything from within a certain 2 decades, I guess, that I'm a big fan of. But we're also quite excited about the Jean-Claude Van Damme figure that's coming out soon as well. So we're going to
Yeah.
see where it goes, and let's see whether maybe we can get some other variations of them as well. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna be. I think we might be revealing another one of those as well. But we're definitely
Really,
gonna.
because we did quite a few.
Yeah, there are a bunch of different versions of JCVD that we're gonna do. I'm a big JCVD fan, so I'm excited to get him in hand and play with him. But
Did you
yeah,
did, did
he
you get
comes
that?
great.
Did you get the picture of him with the actual statue?
Yeah, I
I
saw that
put
he actually had our statue with him. Yeah, so we'll have to get him an action figure as soon as they're ready.
absolutely, absolutely. That'd be we could maybe get him to sign a few. That'd be nice as well. But he's a
Oh,
busy man, I guess.
that'd be amazing. Well,
Well,
all
thank you
right.
very much for having me.
Thank you so much, and have a good day. All right.
You too, man. You too. I'll see you out there on the field, on the battlefield.
All right. See you then.
See you later, man. Thanks.
Bye.